Last week I got fired from a company I've been working with for 3 years. So I said, what the hell, and decided to start my own business. And the scary part is me and my partner just bought a house. Like last week we signed the documents. Hi, my name is Whitney Mariah, and on this channel I'm gonna walk you through my journey of starting a digital marketing business with no previous experience. Okay, so the decision to start my own business didn't happen that quickly. If I'm being honest, it's something that's been in the back of my mind since the pandemic. Ever since I started working remotely, I haven't been able to shake the intrigue of being a digital nomad. Losing this job just really made me realize that I don't want to rely on someone else for my peace of mind. Even with small startup companies where the vibe is right and everyone's family, your fate could be decided in a second based off of something completely out of your control. You're there to fulfill a purpose for X amount of money, and that's it. I realized I could have so much more fulfillment by doing my own thing, having my own creative control, and controlling how much money I make and setting my own terms. Instead of getting this much work for this much pay, I'm gonna be doing the same amount of work, possibly more, I'm willing to do that, but ultimately the same work at the end of the day for a lot more money and a lot more satisfaction. And I'm not under the delusion that it's gonna be quick or I'm gonna start making millions tomorrow, but I'm definitely ready for a phase of life where I can start making the steps of building something. Being my own boss is honestly the most important thing. It's easy to think that it's too late, but I'm realizing that I'm only 28 and there's a lot of time to build something. Like, even if it takes me 10 years by the time I'm 38, if I can start something now, it's gonna be totally worth it. Like, I'm not as old as I think. I still have tons of time to do something kick-ass. So this is the beginning of me building an empire, my own personal legacy. As touching as that story is, it's time to get to work. Let me take you through my first week of starting a business from the ground up with no experience. The first thing I did this week was apply for jobs. I know, if you're here because you've been wanting to start a business and you want to quit your 9-to-5, don't do that. I'm sure you've heard someone online say otherwise. Don't get me wrong, I love a get rich quick moment. But any normal person who's quit their 9-to-5 to start a business will tell you to abide by the rule of 3. Before you quit, have 3 reliable clients, 3 months of savings in the bank, and 3 consecutive months of consistent profit. Or some variation of that rule. Basically, you want to be smart. Don't just quit your job without a plan, otherwise things are gonna be hard. For those of you who are laid off like me, we don't have that luxury. Yes, we're wonderful, we believe in ourselves, manifesting wealth, blah, blah, blah. But let's be real, building a business takes time and there are expenses along the way. So we're gonna need some money like yesterday. But maybe don't get yourself locked in another full-time position. I've personally been applying for freelance, contract, and part-time opportunities just so that I can accommodate my new goals. After applying for jobs and hoping my messages found everyone well on LinkedIn, I got down to trying to define my services. What a pain in the ass. Oh my god, I had no idea how hard this would be. The whole process of narrowing down my services has been a battle between wanting to do everything and imposter syndrome telling me I can't do any of it. There are so many subsets of digital marketing and so many things that I could be offering. Like, do I want to focus more on social media marketing and content creation and copywriting? That's kind of mostly my wheelhouse. Or do I want to expand what I'm used to doing and offer things like PPC, SEO, Facebook ads, Google ads, and really get into the new skills that I've been exploring over the last couple years? There's so many people offering digital marketing services, so I wanted to choose something that I would be willing to do every single day for every client. At the same time, I want to provide a range of services that are going to help my clients' overall marketing strategy. Of course, narrowing down my audience could help me figure out what services I want to offer. Choosing a target audience for any business is such a crucial step because the more narrow and specific you can be with who you want to serve, the more you're going to be able to fill specific needs and relieve specific pain points, and that's going to lead to money. So I started getting into trying to define my target audience. Your audience and your services are kind of a chicken and egg situation. Like, you have to know who you want to help to know what services to offer, but you also have to know what services you offer to know who you want to help. So I did a couple things to help me figure this out. I made a couple client avatars, a few to choose from because I'm trying to get a feel for what I really like and what I want to serve. Not only clients I like, but clients where I feel there's a market opportunity. You know, clients I feel will be willing to pay for my services and who will really value what I'm offering. Yes, in my opinion, everyone needs what I'm offering, but not everyone sees it that way, so I want to make sure I'm targeting people who really understand the importance of the services I'm providing. I also did a little bit of market research for the city that I'm living in, surrounding cities, and also the state, just so I can get a feel for what's trending in in my area, what people value, the lifestyle, and really hone in on where I fit in and what I can offer. After doing that, I chose a couple industries I'd be interested in working with, and I Googled businesses within those categories. Then I just made a super simple Excel spreadsheet and started writing down names of these businesses, their phone numbers, and their contact information. Of course, I didn't write every business down because not every business is going to need my services, but I did a general analysis of each company's website and social media presence just to get a feel of what they could use help with. So this is just a start of trying to define my services and my target audience. It's probably going to take another week or two or three, but I'm slowly starting to hone in on the direction I want to go with my company. 3 days into starting my business, I signed my first client. Insane, right? What a lot of people don't tell you about starting a business is getting that first client is the easiest, because 100% of the time it should be yourself. Yes, I am my first client. Before I start offering my services to anyone else, I want to make sure I'm applying them to myself. No one wants to see a dentist with bad teeth or have a personal trainer that eats McDonald's every day. So after getting organized, I sat down and diagnosed my own digital marketing needs and made a plan to fulfill them. Things like making plans to build a website, social media strategy, branding, and my business model. I also made a calendar of certain benchmarks I'd like to hit along the way. In my experience, prioritizing yourself is the hardest part of a service-based business, but it only makes selling yourself that much easier because you become living, breathing proof that whatever you're selling works. Once I diagnosed my specific business needs and set some goals, I started getting into some branding, which of course meant picking a name for my business. No pressure. It was actually a bigger decision than you'd think because I wanted to make sure the name was available for both a website domain and for business registration within my state. When it came down to it, using a part of my name in the name for the business helped because there aren't a lot of people in my state with my name trying to start my exact kind of business. And no, I did not set up an LLC or even submit my articles of incorporation just yet. I'll get to those things a little bit later when I'm setting up my standard operating procedures and getting closer to being at a point where I want to take on clients. Once I had a name, I chose my company colors and fonts and made a cute little logo. After I had some branding together, I went ahead and got my social media account set up, which wasn't actually that hard since I already had profiles with just about every platform that I want to use. Before deciding to start a business, I was already posting on TikTok, Reels, and Shorts, just making content that I found fun and interesting. So I decided to just pick up where I left off. I probably don't recommend this for very many people, but I did repurpose my personal Instagram. I hadn't really been that active on my account for about a year. I don't really use it for social reasons anymore, so I figured why not? I personally don't mind if people unfollow me. After starting like 4 Instagram accounts and 6 Gmails in the past, I'm learning that you don't have to start from scratch for every new idea or project that you embark on. In fact, when you start generating a following, I'm sure some of them are going to want to scroll back and see where you started and how much you've grown. The last thing I did this week was try and decide which website builder I want to use for my website. Sadly, I have the most experience with WordPress. I'm all for do-it-yourself and customization, but right now I'm a one-woman show and I don't want to have to worry about updates every 30 minutes. From this point on in the video, you will hear my toddler crunching on veggie straws in the background. So it came down to Squarespace, Wix, and Webflow for me, which are all super user-friendly and have amazing templates to choose from. Webflow is kind of new territory for me, but after playing around with it for a week, I'm really loving the workspace and I'm thinking it might be worth the learning curve. Then again, I might just hire someone to build my website for me because I don't hate myself. No, website building is not a service I will be offering anytime soon because I value my sanity. Maybe one day. Hard maybe. I'll keep you updated on my website progress and maybe make a different video about the benefits of each web building platform and then let you know if I decide to pay for it or build it myself. Either way, I'm sure it'll be an adventure. So that was week 1 of starting my digital marketing business from the ground up with absolutely no previous experience. This is just the beginning, my friends. Let's get our bag. Ugh, I don't like that. It's so cringe. If you want to continue following my journey, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you next week.